The next day, Charlie went out and bought a few red sandalwood jewelry boxes, which were used to store the pill to be given to everyone at night. After all, it is a life-saving medicine in the eyes of everyone, and it has to be matched with decent packaging. On the way home after buying the jewelry box, Charlie received a call from Isaac. As soon as the phone was connected, Isaac was very excited and said, "Master. The case of illegal fundraising by the old house owner was sentenced this morning." "Oh?" Charlie asked hurriedly. "So?" Isaac hurriedly said, "That man is sentenced to life imprisonment, and all his assets were confiscated to repay the defendant's arrears. So now all assets in his name will enter the judicial auction process, including your constant concern old house." "Very good." Charlie immediately asked, "Isaac, help me put my name on it, I want to participate." Isaac said, "Master, rest assured, I have already signed up as a driver of mine. After all, you and your parents used to live in that house. If your name appears in the list of bidders again, I am afraid there will be someone who can figure out your identity, so can make a claim." "Please don't rush it," Charlie said with emotion. "I didn't think about this." "Then take your driver's name to participate in the auction. In any case, you have to take a photo of the house." Isaac smiled and said, "Master, don't worry, that old house has long been listed as a protected building that is prohibited from demolition. It has almost no circulation value, so the starting price is only 880,000. I don't think anyone will follow you. Even if they are robbers, the price reaches 2 or 3 million, it is estimated that it can be won steadily." "Okay." Charlie relaxed and asked him, "When will the auction start?" Isaac replied, "It is temporarily set at 10 o'clock in the morning next Monday." Charlie asked again, "Should I go to the court to participate in the auction or it is online?" Isaac explained, "Now judicial auctions are basically conducted online, open and transparent. I have already signed up and paid a bid deposit. I will start bidding on the judicial auction website at 10 o'clock next Monday morning." "Okay." Charlie smiled slightly and praised, "Isaac, this thing is done very well, it's hard work." Isaac hurriedly said, "Master, you are too polite. These little things are all easy." Charlie said with emotion, "For you, it's a simple effort, but for me, it means too much." After speaking, Charlie couldn't help but feel melancholy. Although his parents have passed away for nearly 2 decades, Charlie still feels heartache every time he thinks about it. At the same time, the Du family mansion. Leona, who had been thinking about Changying's old house, also learned from the old housekeeper that the house was about to be auctioned. She excitedly said to the old housekeeper on the spot, "Uncle Wang, please help me to sign up, I want to participate in this auction." The old butler nodded and said, "Okay, second lady, I will arrange for someone to register for you." Leona said, "Then work hard, I'll find if someone can help me solve these problems. I'll go back to my room and make a call." The old butler said, "Okay, second lady." Leona walked back to her room quickly, took out her mobile phone, and called Zin. She knew that Zin had gone to Australia, but she had not contacted Zin for these 2 days. Zin was also extremely depressed because of his mood, and because he felt dull, he did not take the initiative to contact Leona and the children. At this time, Zin was sitting at the door of the villa, on the edge of the cliff next to the sea, staring at the sea below in a daze. In the past few days when he came to Australia, he has been in a low mood, not only because his wife Leona wanted to divorce him, but also because after the scandal was exposed, his image in everyone's minds was subverted. The evaluation of him by the outside world is simply the worst man in China in recent years, not one of them. Because, not only did he mess around outside with his wife behind her back, he made an illegitimate daughter as well. He also disguised the illegitimate daughter as a bodyguard to take her home and deceive his wife and children under their nose. What's more, he also directed his illegitimate daughter to commit a felony overseas. This is not over yet. The most despised by outsiders is that in order to avoid the exposure of the scandal, he even joined forces with the self-defense force to kill his own daughter. What is this? This is a beast who derails in marriage, hides everything from everyone, uses the illegitimate daughter as a tool of killing, and when the time comes he is ready to kill his daughter for his own benefit. It can even be said that once a person gathers so many evils in oneself, he may not even be compared with a beast. Even a beast looks better in certain aspects. Although Xin knew that all of this was the charge that the old man Changfeng had cast on him for throwing the pot away. But he also knew very well that once these charges were deducted on his own head, he could not get rid of them no matter what. Whenever he thought of this, Xin gritted his teeth bitterly. Because he even had a hunch that he might not be able to get rid of these infamies for the rest of his life. Xin is indeed not a man of fame, but what he is most worried about is whether he will have the chance to inherit the Su family once he has these infamies part of his identity. After all, he can break the jar and don't care about infamy, but the Su family can't allow that. In the future, when the old man transfers power, he will feel that his reputation is too bad and refuse to give him the supreme power of the Su family. In that case, half of his life's hard work would have been completely wasted. Thinking of this, Xin gritted his teeth. Why did the old thing make me take care of it? Why did the old thing make my daughter unaccounted for, life or death, but it killed me? He couldn't help but insult, picked up a bottle of vodka beside him and drank more than half of it, and suddenly threw it into the rolling sea below. At this moment, the phone rang suddenly. The name on the phone screen made him startled. Wife? Xin was puzzled at first, then hurriedly grabbed the phone, pressed answer, and blurted out, "Wife. So you finally call me," Leona said in a flat tone on the other end of the phone. "Xin, I am calling to talk about divorce. You are now in Australia and will not be able to come back for a while, so you should entrust a lawyer to help you go through the relevant procedures." Xin did not expect that the purpose of Leona's call was to communicate with him about the divorce, and he immediately felt a burst of anger from his heart. He couldn't help but said coldly, "Leona, as long as we haven't divorced, we still have a relationship between us as husband and wife. You ran to Oru's Hill without my consent during that crucial time, despite the fact that you were still my wife and me your husband. I didn't stop you or blame you for this. It is enough to give you face, but when you were in Oru's Hill, you even called me to mention the matter of divorce. Isn't it a bit too much? Do you really care about our love for more than 20 years of marriage?"